This is the plaintiff, Cesar Popkowski. He says he and the defendant share a property line, and he's here suing him in court today because he owes him money for a tree he was forced to pay to be removed. He's not a fan of the defendants because the guy acts like he's the Donald Trump of his town because he buys up all the properties there and no one likes it. He's suing for $3,000, the tree removal cost, and unnecessary fines. This is the defendant, Nick Soyanoff. He says the plaintiff's tree's overgrown, and it leans on his 3-car garage. And when he politely asked the guy to have it taken care of, he refused. The plaintiff then cut the bark off the tree so it would die. The town started fining him, and here they are. He's accused of being a nasty neighbor. The defendant has filed a countersuit for $3,000 for garage repair and harassment.
All parties, please raise your right hand.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case in the docket. The plaintiff says the defendant is like the Donald Trump of his town because he buys up all the property and nobody likes it. And the plaintiff says he had to have the defendant's tree cut down. And the defendant says the tree is overgrown and it's the plaintiff's. It's the case of, I don't like Trump and I don't like your stump.
Litigants have been sworn, Your Honor.
Thank you, Douglas. Okay, Mr. Popkowski.
Popkowski, right?
You are suing Mr. Suyanoff, your neighbor, and he's adjacent to the back of your property?
To the side. To
the
east,
side of your property, and it's
side.
the back of your property.
Right.
Okay. You're suing him for $3,000 in damages that you say you incurred as a result of a tree that you were fined for and forced to remove. You are counterclaiming $3,000 to repair your garage wall, harassment, and the cost of a survey regarding that same tree. Let's start with you. What happened?
Well, Mr. Soyanoff came one morning to my house and he asked me to cut the tree because the tree was damaging the foundation of his garage.
Okay.
So I said, I have other obligations. I cannot spend $3,000 in cutting the tree, just to save your foundation from destruction. Plus, I didn't plant the tree. The tree is an act of God, so I'm not responsible for the roots that are damaging your foundation.
Okay. And that was how long ago?
That was in 2003 years ago.
Okay. And then what happened?
Then they kept on coming, his father and him. They wanted me to cut the tree again. And they insisted and insisted. Finally, I decided, well, I want to help the man. So I figure I'm going to stop the tree from growing. Well, I'm going to remove a ring of a bark around the tree, and that will stop it from growing. The tree basically start to decay, so your roots will not grow anymore. Your foundation.
You were killing the tree?
I'm basically killing the tree.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
How tall was this tree? How many stories?
50 feet.
Right. So what's going to
feet.
happen to a decaying tree?
The branches start to decay and fall, right?
Right.
On top of the garage.
Right. So why did you do that? That's a hazard for everybody around you. Why would you?
I'm sorry that I did this.
I know.
If I had to do it again, I won't do it.
Yes, because
Yes.
killing the tree to save yourself the cost of removal of a tree was kind of crazy. Because now
crazy.
it's a big risk to everybody who is
Surrounding.
within your surrounding. I don't need your help. Within your surrounding area.
Yes,
All right. So
it becomes a safety problem.
Yes, and then so what happens?
Maybe some trees fell on the people in the parking area.
Maybe. What actually happened?
Well,
Did trees fall on people?
no.
Okay. When you say maybe, you mean that was the risk?
Because there
Did any limbs fall?
Yes.
Broke off.
Broke off.
So what happened with that broken branch? What'd you do with it?
I was just cleaning it myself.
You cleaned it off yourself.
Right.
All right. Now, someone called the city, right?
Yes.
And you thought that was him.
And the only reason I thought it was him is because I was dealing only with him.
Right. No, it would make sense.
Yeah, it would make sense.
But you have actually learned since then that it was a neighbor on the other side who was also threatened by your tree.
On the north side, yeah.
Okay. And what happened?
The inspector said automatically he went where the tree was located and they started to go after me.
Right. They fined you. Did you do what the city wanted you to do, which is take the
Yes,
tree down?
I did. No, I didn't. I didn't take the tree down completely because the issue was the two limbs that are going into his area.
Is this a picture of the tree as it looks now?
Yes.
So you left, is this tree touching your garage?
It's not.
It's not.
It's not. All right. So in May, you decide you're going to pay a tree company. You pay them, they charge you $1,450,
Yes,
right?
yes.
You're also, so you think he should pay that. And you're also suing him for $2,000 for your troubles.
Yeah.
Legal
I wrote the
advice,
100
miscellaneous
letters.
expenses, responding to summonses that the city issued to you. Why is he responsible for that?
Because it took 2 hours to cut the tree and 200 hours
No,
for
why
me.
does he have, why does he have to pay you? Why don't we have to pay you? Like, I'm trying to understand why that would be his problem.
Because you were not involved. He was involved.
No, how is it
He
his
started
problem?
the fire. He started the fire.
How did he start the fire? You found out later you were wrong about that anyway. The next thing you're suing for is environmental damage because there's one less tree in the world.
No, it's not one less tree. The property looks all desolate. You see all the industrial things is exposed.
Sure, plant a tree. Emotional distress. Okay, we'll just leave that one out there. So now,
he did.
apparently,
I cut his
you
branches.
ended up getting a survey. Okay, let me see your survey. It has the surveyor on that survey marked where the tree is.
No, the survey doesn't show
Doesn't
the
show
tree.
the tree. So how is that survey going to tell me that the tree's on his property?
Oh, because it's between the property line about a foot from the wall.
So did you end up getting a survey? That's part of what you're suing for. According to you, you had to go out and get yourself a survey
Yes.
because of this lawsuit, right? Did
Correct.
you get a survey? What's that survey say? Let me see your survey.
Okay. Let me explain to you. Yes.
Yeah, no, she'll ask for an explanation.
Yeah, don't talk to him.
just
He's not
bring
real. You
things to
see
the
him
judge.
wearing a black dress? It's me. Hold on.
Are you allowed to cut neighbors' encroaching branches that go onto your property? What do you say?
Definitely. If it's on your property, you're allowed to cut it.
Can you?
Yes, if it's going across the property line, then it's in your property.
Is that right?
Yeah, I agree with that.
How far can you cut?
Right down the wall.
So right at the property.
Yes, right.
Okay, going inside the courtroom.
Okay, so this is that garage in question.
Correct. And if you see the numbers there, he told me that 2.5% of the growth of the tree went to my property. But
Okay.
97% of the tree stump is on his property line,
Okay. Now,
which is he
you
put.
are suing for $3,000. You want $2,800 money to repair the garage wall.
Correct.
What are you referring to?
The tree pushed the cinder block in.
Show me proof of what you're saying.
Sure.
Okay, these are black marks that, ink marks that you've written on the picture, right?
Right. There's a hole complete caved in.
First of all, I don't see that in any of your pictures. I just see a wall. I see a tree that's growing a couple of inches away from the wall. And here's how this stuff works, folks. If there is a neighbor's tree that is encroaching on your property, you have a right to take the encroaching part out. You could have paid somebody to just cut all of the limbs from the earth to the heavens off. And if it kills his tree, too bad. That's not the route you chose. So instead what happens is he hacks at the tree, peels off the bark, and now makes it a safety hazard. So the city goes after him, and now he wants you to recompense him the statutory maximum because he's had to pay for all that stuff that is all his fault. You're lucky you didn't kill someone when you killed the tree. You got fined by the city because you killed the tree. You got court fees because you killed the tree. You got court fees because the city says that that's your tree, but yet you want him to pay for all of your trouble in arguing with the city instead of actually getting the survey and showing it to the city. The thing is, your survey doesn't have the tree on it. You understand? How does that survey then show that it's his problem? It's not his problem. On your lawsuit against him, $0. Now, in your lawsuit against him, $500 for harassment. Tell me about that.
He was sending me nasty messages, which I wanted to give you the pictures to see.
Okay, yeah. You cutting hair all day, and yet you cannot cut one branch off the tree. Shame on the two of you. You sent that?
Because I get zero cooperation from him.
You started this insane persecution like Hitler against the Jews. Not really.
Not really, right?
All right. Now, your money to repair the garage wall, where do you get this $2,800? Here's the tree. there's space between it and your wall.
Correct.
How is it that this tree caused that damage to your garage?
There's two limbs that was going on top, which is I repaired the top. You can see it's not painted. There's a bare wood there, which the branch went inside the garage before he cut it.
That's not his responsibility. If there's something of his tree that is growing onto your yard and that limb is jeopardizing your property, it is your responsibility to cut that limb off. It's your responsibility.
Okay.
And if you don't do it, you have the right to do it, even though it's his tree. You don't need his permission, but it's at your expense. So no, he doesn't pay for that. The cost of the survey is something you chose to do, and it was a wise thing for you to do. Now you don't have this back and forth for the rest of your life, but he doesn't have to pay you for it. And the $500 harassment, because he's calling you like Hitler against the Jews, do me a favor, stop texting him, okay? Okay.
I already did because he never answered.
Yeah, because he's smart. He doesn't want to create, havoc and problems. This is all on you. It is all on you. So on your counterclaim against him, 0, but on his claim against you, also 0. Good luck, folks.
So both litigants lose in court. Mr. Popkowski, if you'll step over here, clarify something. Is the tree still there like that is?
The trunk is still there.
It's ugly.
It is ugly. It's what my son says when he came. It looks ugly, Dad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why don't you take it out?
Because it's $1,500 to take it down.
Yeah, but you've had so much trouble already.
I'm expecting my neighbor to help me with that.
I don't know. You sound like you got a good dispute going on here.
Yeah, good dispute.
Do you think this court case is going to help your relationship with him?
I have nothing against him.
I know.
But what has to be paid has to be paid. What has to be done, right?
Well, it's
justice.
It's your tree. I guess you got to live with it. Sorry you lost the case. You understand that, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, good luck to you. Hope
Thank you.
work out your dispute with him.
Thank you.
And you ought to get rid of the tree.
Yeah.
Mr. Soyanov, I don't know. I know you're probably a little bit upset. You thought you had ample proof, but the judge didn't buy it about repairing your garage.
Correct. But I guess in certain terms that judge was correct, right? That it's my responsibility, whatever is on my side.
Correct. Yeah.
So I do agree in a point that, again, it's my first time being here.
Let me ask you a question. What about your relationship with your neighbor? You got to live next to each other. What's going to happen now?
Nothing really. We get along before fine.
Really?
So we continue, I guess,
Well,
being
good luck
fine.
to you. That's good to hear.
Thank you.
All righty. Thank you very much.
Yes.
Okay. All right, Harvey.
Doug, here's the thing. You need to get the neighbor's permission if for whatever reason you have to go onto the property, but you can cut right to the property line.